All right, guys, let's finish this up. Get this Bam Adebayo event card, which I ended up spending an extra 100 credits for that I did not even need. Got our pulls, another pick doubler. We're going to finish with more pick doublers than we started with. 2, and the last shard is, of course, a pick doubler. To finish out, to close this out, we spent 100 credits on pick doublers, and we ended up getting ended with 14. But anyways, there is the Bam Adebayo very first Ruby tier events card. It does look good though. I do like the design. Not a bad selection. I mean, he's having a great season, so as long as they pick people that are having good seasons, right? Certainly would have been nice if we would have heroic though. NBA SuperCard, Cat Daddy, Cool Hoss. Y'all need to put in heroic in this, for real. Of course, this event didn't start without problems. I think, the first 10 minutes, we couldn't even get into the game to actually play it. But they did fix it fairly quickly, so at least that was nice. But y'all have to let me know in the comments if you are able to get this, what your pulls were. And of course, since this is after an event, we're going to be going through all the pull rates. With this pull and some of the other pulls that I had, I am now going to be in Ruby Plus. So we're also going to look at all of the pull rates for my entire base tier while I was base tier Ruby. Let you see how absolutely awful they were and why it's been such a struggle for me to play this game, especially play quick game and stuff. With these sort of pull rates, you certainly don't want to play the game, it feels like. But yeah, let me know how your weekend was, what you thought of this event. If you are somebody that plays WWE like me, I personally think it's a lot easier with those bonuses in there. It makes the game a heck of a lot easier, actually. And if you've never played this game before, let me know what you thought of it. Maybe some predictions on what's coming next. I personally hope, at least hope, I guess, that team events are coming, since Court Domination and the Gauntlet are both in the games. Those are like the same game modes that we use in teams in WWE. I really hope team events are going to be coming soon. Not next week, obviously, since, it's Monday and we haven't heard anything, so I doubt they'll be there. But maybe the week after that, they'll throw in a team event on that Monday. That would be fantastic. Pulls first before we get into the actual pull rates. Now, I did pull 2, I guess what you would call as non-counting pulls. Still the Lunar New Year cards going into this event. I still had 2 of them that I needed to get. And first one I pulled Joel Embiid, and this was a pro. I pulled it before the stream on Thursday. Definitely a good pull. I mean, definitely a good pull. I had 2 Lunar New Year cards, one of them Joel Embiid, and the Gordon Hayward, which you see down there at the corner. And so picking that up, my very first Ruby Pro. It's going to help going into the Gauntlet, which I am terrified of right now. I feel like I'm going to be doing +3s all day long. I'm going to have to start out of the gate really fast on that to be able to get done. Next one, we got the DeWanna Bonner, which no Kobe Bryant. All 4 of mine, no Kobe, unfortunately. But there were lots of people that, sent me messages, let me know they got Kobe Pros, which is super cool. Happy for you guys if you're able to pick them up. But yeah, that's all 4 of them. 2 Joel Embiids, Gordon Hayward, and the DeWanna Bonner was the last one. And then the very first pull, very first actual tier pull during the stream on Thursday, which I knew it was coming, was another center, another blue arrow. I think maybe like 2 weeks ago, we said that I needed more blue arrows. And now all I get is blue arrows. I guess besides for the Bonner. DeWanna Bonner was a yellow arrow. But either way, that was my first pull. Good one. Somewhat of a top tier pull. Definitely a nice pull. And then to close it out on Sunday, which came to, like you saw in the beginning. Well, maybe, no, I didn't show it in the beginning. But during the stream, 76 total resets to get this. And I think 2 out of the 3, or 2 or 3 of my actual Ruby resets were almost max. 76 during the stream. And then we get a bottom tier. we got a somewhat of a top tier, and then pretty much a bottom tier ruby. Neither one of them are pros. I only have like 10 pros or whatever. So nothing to get too excited about. Just getting rubies. I need pros. God, I need pros bad going into the gauntlet. Not sure if I'm going to be able to get another one before this weekend comes. But yeah, that was my weekend. Those were my 4 pulls, even though 2 of them really don't count. I knew that I was going to get 2 of them, so not even early pulls. We'll check out the pull rates, and then we will look at the card when it's all leveled up and what cards I have all leveled up. I did pro the Joel Embiid and then level that one up. But these are the pull rates for the actual event. And if you play the event, played all 3 cards, 36 cards of board, 108 total resets, 61 gold, 13 emerald, 3 sapphire, 2 ruby. Interesting thing about this, I think within the first 15 resets or so on Thursday when we did stream, I pulled my 1 ruby and then the 3 sapphires. And from them first 15 resets on the very first card on the sapphire, for the rest of the first card, I didn't pull a single sapphire, not a single ruby. And then the second card, out of all 36 of them, I didn't pull 1 sapphire, did not pull 1 ruby. And then 76 total resets after my initial pull on Thursday. I finally pulled my next ruby and didn't pull any sapphires that time. So all 3 sapphires were from the first like 15 resets. And then I went through an entire 76 resets to get to my next ruby and didn't pull a single sapphire in all of those, which is crazy. I mean, that is quite a few pulls, almost 80, almost complete max. No sapphires, no rubies, dude. That's just basically how my luck's been since I've been ruby tier, which doesn't look good. And if you want to compare it to, I guess, what we have been pulling, here is my entire ruby tier. Since the very beginning, since I initially started at ruby tier, I've kept track of all of my resets. I've had 5 total ruby resets with an average of 66.2 per reset. And what's, again, also surprising with this, look at the number of sapphires I've pulled in 331 total resets. 7 total sapphires in 331. 2.1%. Rubies, 5%. Doublers and golds combined. I mean, that's almost 85% for golds and doublers. You add the emeralds in there with it, that's like 96 total percent. 96% of the time. Think about that. Playing 96% of the time, 96% of your resets, playing multiple quick games to get a pull, to get a reset. It's either gold or emerald. That's miserable. That is absolutely miserable. We are now, though, because of that Joel Embiid, and of course because of the event card, we now moved into Ruby Plus. So that's why I'm showing this, to show you what it's been ever since the launch of Ruby tier. 331 total at an average of 66.2. Y'all have to let me know if you've been keeping track of it since the very beginning. What were your base tiers? A lot of people say, most people, I think, get under 50 almost every single time. And out of those 5 resets, I want to say 3 of them were almost completely maxed out. Almost completely maxed for those 3 out of the 5 rubies, which is pretty bad. That's pretty bad pulls, I think. Bad sapphires, bad rubies. But at least we're in Ruby Plus now. And looking at that Bam Adebayo when it is completely maxed out, those are the stats. I mean, they look good. Not, of course, as good as the Kevin Durant as a pro, but it shouldn't be. I mean, the KD is a pro event card, but it's close. I mean, it's pretty close. He is a triple threat. We got offense, we got defense, we got rebounding. No playmaking, obviously, since I mean, he's a center. He's not going to be he's not going to be a playmaker. There's only, one playmaking center, Jokic, in the entire league probably. But still a good card. Can't wait to see what the animation looks like as a pro. These are what all of my cards look like right now. This is where I'm sitting. and the Joel Embiid. Did pro that up, put me into Ruby Plus. Thank goodness. I really hope my pull rates from this point forward is going to get better. They certainly can't get any worse. They certainly can't get any worse than 66.2 every single reset. But his stats look nice. Blue Arrow, you know, we're going to put him in the Gauntlet deck. And still the same strategy coming for this, you know, coming up for this coming event. I do have a video on how to do the Gauntlet deck along with Ring Domination if you were still confused on how to do it. But yeah, that's what all my cards look like. We still got the KD, of course, and everything else. We got our other two that we got for the Lunar New Year cards, the Gordon Hayward, and we got the Dewana Bonner, the Jimmy Butler, the Special Card Pro, the Damian Lillard. That is going to do it for the event. We got the Court Domination done. I personally think it's much easier than WWE SuperCard's Ring Domination, but I do not like either event, so I am not a fan of it. But Gauntlet is going to be really hard with this deck that we got. We only got one Ruby Pro, so it might be difficult, but we have to get it done, definitely. We're going to be streaming, of course, on Thursday when the event starts, I think. And at least that's the plan. And yeah, we'll go from there. But hopefully everybody had a good weekend and got the card they wanted. If you ended up getting the Bam, if you could. Good luck in the Gauntlet coming out. Again, the links for those, the videos are in the description. Tell me about your pulls. Thank goodness we're out of Ruby base. I can't do any more at 66.2. I can't do it playing quick game. Nuh-uh. Hopefully it's better. If not, I'm just going to have to, you know, stay back for a little while. Hopefully the Gauntlet brings us better luck. But y'all take it easy. I will see y'all again next time. I am out. Peace.